And this is crazy that we're living in a society that takes no reasonable steps to protect the larger community.
Next on Eyewitness News at 6, a loud and clear message from the President of the United States and a moment of silence for the Columbine High victims.
Also ahead, an up-and-coming musician fights for his life. A successful high school student is behind bars. The crime police say road rage.
And you find an empty space where you parked your car. It wasn't stolen, it was towed. But the towing fee you will pay may seem like robbery. We take a hard look. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington in for Dave Frankel.
And I'm Siani Lee. Eyewitness News at 6 begins now.
Live from KYW-3 Philadelphia. This is Eyewitness News at 6.
Topping Eyewitness News at 6, a case of road rage has landed one local man in jail, another in the hospital fighting for his life. Eyewitness News reporter Walt Hunter is live at the hospital in Frankford in Torresdale, where the victim is in a coma at this very hour. Walt?
Siani, for 4 days around the clock here at Frankford Hospital Torresdale Division, the family of David Albert, including his baby son and wife, have kept a vigil, minute to minute, not knowing if this victim of alleged road rage would live from 1 minute to the next.
13-month-old Michael keeps asking over and over, when can he see his daddy, rock musician David Albert? His mother doesn't know what to say.
So much. He's sitting at the windows upstairs in the family waiting room, calling his daddy. He wants his daddy so bad.
Albert and two fellow members of his band, Plug Ugly, were driving in this car early Saturday morning when police say they were attacked by at least 7 men in 2 other cars, an apparent outgrowth of road rage.
Mr. Albert was found by our officers unconscious on the driveway of one of the homes in the 2300 block of Wilson Avenue.
It's monstrous to me. I just don't know how anyone could do that.
Band members Dominic Marino and Joseph Weston were both beaten, and they saw Albert smashed in the head with a hammer that shattered his skull.
It was overpowering. There's nothing we could do. It was brutal. It was a total act of violence and total act of aggression. Totally uncalled for.
Adding to the shock in the small town of Bristol Borough, the suspect charged in the attack, 19-year-old James Gallione, is a recent honors graduate of Bristol High, growing up in the same town where his alleged victim lived.
You have a situation here with 2 promising young people. And I think both, when you look at both families, you're just absolutely horrified at the possibility this could happen to this small community.
The music of the rock group Plug Ugly is loud and intense, but Albert's family says the victim wrote his songs hoping to bring peace. One of the most recent ones he recorded was a track called Senseless Violence.
Nobody deserves this, and I mean, especially not him. He's so kind, and he's such a good father. His son misses him so much.
David's family told me that at the time he was beaten, he was working on a song commemorating the victims of violence in Colorado, raising questions about that violence. Questions that an agonized family here, in many cases right now, are asking themselves about what happened to David. Live at Frankford Hospital, Torresdale Division, Walt Hunter, KYW-3 Eyewitness News.
Well, the tragic result of the rage of the Colorado teen gunman was marked by a moment of silence in the community of Littleton. At exactly 11:21 Mountain Time, the town came to a standstill 1 week to the minute of the school shootings. Mourners gathered at the memorial outside the school, where the tributes to the 13 victims continue to grow. The president broke his silence today about holding parents accountable for their children's actions. He's proposing new legislation that would expand the Brady Bill. It would not only restrict gun purchases, but could send you to jail if your child commits a crime with a gun. Eyewitness News reporter Dawn Witt has the story.
Do we know for absolutely certain that if we'd had every reasonable law than the ones I'm going to propose here, that none of these school violence things would have happened? No. But we do know one thing for certain. We know there would have been fewer of them, and there would have been fewer kids killed in the last several years in America. We know that for certain.
In a passionate speech, President Clinton called for new legislation on gun control. The part everyone is talking about is the proposal that adults be held criminally liable if their children commit violent crimes with guns. In the wake of the Littleton shooting, most people we spoke with support the idea of holding parents responsible for their kids' actions.
Parents should be responsible for their kids and should be knowing what they're doing.
Most cases, whereas the parents have seen unknowingly that their children are coming into the home with that they should be held responsible.
The president also wants to require all gun manufacturers to install child safety locks on all the guns they make. And everyone we spoke with today agrees that has to be done. Do you have a gun in your house?
Yes, I do.
And how do you make sure that your kids don't have access?
It's locked up twice, and it's in my bedroom, and the kids are not allowed in the bedroom.
The president also proposed tougher sentences for those who commit crimes with guns, and he wants the legal age to own a gun raised from 18 to 21. The president's proposal now goes to Congress. Dawn Witt, KYW-3 Eyewitness News.
1 week ago, we watched the horrifying drama in Littleton unfold before our very eyes. And now, investigators still have more questions than answers about the suspects. Eyewitness News reporter Colette Cassidy has been following all of this in SAT Center 3, and she joins us now with the very latest. Colette?
Well, Sienna, you're absolutely right. Many more questions than answers. In fact, police are saying right now they have 377 leads they are investigating. Are there other suspects? Did someone else help the suspects bring bombs into the school 1 week ago? They also now know whether Harris and Klebold were on drugs when they opened fire last Tuesday. They went on a shooting rampage inside their school exactly 1 week ago. And now toxicology reports are in. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold were not on any kind of drugs or under the influence of alcohol when they shot and killed 12 classmates and a teacher. And in the weeks since, police are not ready yet to arrest any other suspects, but they have talked at length with 18-year-old Robin Anderson, Klebold's girlfriend, who we now know bought 2 of the shotguns and a rifle used in the attack. But police say she may not have known what the weapons would be used for and say she is a witness, not a suspect.
She, again, has been interviewed, released, has not been charged, has retained counsel as far as I'm aware of at this point.
As the investigation continues, the surviving students at Columbine now know where and when they will go back to school. Today, teachers reported to nearby Chatfield High School, where they will work for the rest of the year. The students will report here on Monday. But first, they have to bury their friends. 2 more funerals held today for 16-year-old Kyle Velasquez and 16-year-old Matthew Kechter, a star football player at the high school. And remember this scene that we saw here in SAT Center 3 1 week ago, 3 young men being arrested near Columbine High School during the shooting. Well, police are now saying that they, in fact, have not been cleared in this investigation. They say that they believe their stories are still a little suspicious. That's the latest live here in SAT Center 3 right now. I'm Colette Cassidy, KYW-3 Eyewitness News.
Tonight, 7 students in Delaware are behind bars in connection with threats made at several area high schools. Today, there was a bomb threat at Christiana High School. The 1,200 students had to be evacuated. No arrests have been made, though. Under Delaware law, juveniles accused of making terroristic threats will be jailed until they undergo a psychological evaluations, and their parents post $5,000 cash bail. And we continue to watch the breaking developments in the Columbine High School tragedy. We will have an update during this broadcast for you.
Tonight, there was concern in Langhorne-Bucks County about a loaded gun that has been reported missing near a school. Police say 47-year-old Andrew Molesky reported the gun fell out of his holster while he was walking his dog on East Watson Avenue Sunday afternoon. After a search failed to find the gun, police notified authorities 3 blocks away at Oliver Heckman Elementary School. Molesky, by the way, was charged with carrying a firearm without a license.
We have an Eyewitness News follow-up for you on the proposal to close a nudist beach in Cape May that is also a popular nature preserve. The New Jersey Audubon Society wants to charge a $5 daily fee for bird watchers to use Higbee's Beach Wildlife Management Area. The idea is to raise money for more police protection after growing arrests of lewd activity on the nudist beach. The Audubon Society is trying to keep the state from approving a township plan to close access to that beach. Well, not exactly a good beach day today. Sunny, but still a little chilly out there.
A little nip in the air, but I'll take it. Carol Erickson has your forecast. She's in for Dave Franklin. Hey,
yeah,
Carol.
they would probably want to wear a hat and some socks or something if they were outside. We've got 72 degrees right now in Center City, but really we did not, for the most part, get anywhere near the temperatures that we had yesterday. You can see these, the 70-degree plus temperatures are the ones from yesterday, and this is officially where we were out at the airport today for the very high 65 degrees. So everybody feeling anywhere from 9 to 15 degrees colder today than yesterday, and we'll see these temperatures drop a little bit more before we start a nice warming trend. I'll let you know about that in just a bit. Yuki and Siani.
Okay, Carol, thank you.
Much more to tell you about tonight on Eyewitness News at 6. They've got their orders. The president calls up the reserves for duty in the Balkans. Find out how local bases are affected.
Also ahead, if it hasn't happened to you yet, chances are it will someday. We take a hard look at towing and just how much some people pay to get back behind the wheel.
And the Philadelphia Boys Choir is about to head out on the trip of a lifetime. We'll tell you about it. Here's a hard look at a controversy that hits home if you've ever had your car towed. Authorities in Lower Merion are trying to put the brakes on certain fees charged by private towing companies. Eyewitness News senior correspondent Beverly Williams takes a hard look at the issue.
Kenny Smith is a tow truck operator driving for the Narberth-based mainline hooker service. It's one of 3 companies licensed and hired by area businesses to tow cars illegally parked on private lots in Lower Merion. Plenty of hazards accompany the job.
Had my life threatened many occasions. Had one gun pulled on me.
Beneath the antagonism between motorist and private towing companies is what Lower Merion Police Superintendent Joseph Daly calls undisclosed fees slapped on motorists.
But some tow operators were hiding hidden charges and actually gouging people when they come back to pick up their car.
Were you parked illegally?
Well, no, I was parked outside the bank. The owner of the property called us upon seeing her leave the property.
Jerry Ann Seleznov, who owns Mainline Hooker Service, is in the process of releasing the car of this motorist. It was towed from a private parking lot. The woman pays $115 to get her car back. Despite signs listing an $85 towing fee, Daly says costs can easily soar due to the hidden charges. That's a claim disputed by Seleznov and others.
You were charged for a storage fee of $30 or $35. The next hour, you were charged an additional day's storage.
We have to pay very hefty insurance rates on that vehicle in order to make sure it's covered.
Then you were being charged with $25 to open your car.
We don't open cars at all.
You were being charged another $25 if they had to put dollies underneath the set of the wheels.
Not all cars need to be dollied. Therefore, only cars that are dollied have to pay that $25 fee.
In the midst of the fee controversy, the Lower Merion Board of Commissioners approved new regulations. They require the private tow operators to disclose and possibly lower fees. The tow operators say that's unconstitutional, and they've threatened to park their case in court. Beverly Williams, KYW-3 Eyewitness News.
Next on Eyewitness News at 6, as NATO pounds Yugoslavia, reservists get the go-ahead to head for the Balkans. We'll tell you if local bases are shipping out.
And a mixed day on Wall Street with the Dow in record territory again. Let's take care of business, shall we?
KYW News Time, 6:17. I'm Dawn Stensland in the Eyewitness Newsroom. This just in, the musician known as the King of the Trumpet has died. Al Hirt died today from liver failure. He won a Grammy for his hit in the 1960s called Java. Hirt was 76 years old. A moment of silence in Littleton, Colorado to mark the time 1 week ago today that the first gunshots rang out at Columbine High School. This as police reveal they think 2 of the weapons used were bought at a Denver gun show by gunman Dylan Klebold's girlfriend. In Norristown, it's 11 to 23 months in prison for Montgomery County Episcopal priest Robert Orr. He was convicted of possessing and transmitting child pornography on a church computer. Washington, D.C., the Supreme Court will rule this week on 3 cases involving the Americans with Disabilities Act. The justices will clarify exactly who's covered under the 1990 law. Employers and advocates for the disabled are, of course, watching this very closely. That is the latest from the Eyewitness Newsroom. Now back to Siani and Yuki in Studio B.
Dawn, thank you. Today, a dramatic 911 tape took center stage at the trial of Donald Flagg. He's the man who kidnapped and raped Deborah Puglisi after admitting to killing her husband. gunman. But the 911 call heard in court today was not from Puglisi. It was from a second woman who claimed she was raped by Flagg.
I was sleeping on the sofa. All right. And I woke up, I thought it was a dream. There was something on top of me and a knife in my face. So I started swinging because I thought it was a dream, and he told me to get on the floor.
Now, that attack took place at this apartment complex on April 17th. Prosecutors say they can link Flagg to the second rape through DNA evidence. His trial resumes tomorrow.
In the Kosovo crisis, a Pennsylvania Air National Guard unit is ready to go. It's being called up along with other military reserve units nationwide. With around-the-clock bombing, the need for support planes and people is increasing. President Clinton gave the green light to the Pentagon today to activate as many as 33,000 reservists. The Pennsylvania unit is near Pittsburgh.
And the Pentagon promises a definite yes or no by Friday on when refugees will be coming to the U.S. and if they will come to Fort Dix. The ethnic Albanians have been airlifted to other NATO nations for weeks now, but so far they have not been brought here. As we reported last Friday, as many as 20,000 could come to Fort Dix in Burlington County.
And in less than 15 minutes, the CBS Evening News picks up continuing coverage of the minute-to-minute developments in the Kosovo crisis.
Let's get your weather forecast now. Carol Erickson is in for Dave Frankel.
Gorgeous day
nice
out there.
Hey,
Siani, Yuki, we just love this kind of weather. It's 72 degrees right now in Center City. You know, all that cement warms up pretty quickly. A little bit chillier than that elsewhere, however, as we take a look outside. Eyewitness News went to historic and gorgeous downtown Haddonfield in Camden County, New Jersey. If you've never been there, you should really treat yourself and go to Haddonfield. 65 degrees right now, partly cloudy skies in Philadelphia. The humidity 30%, winds out of the north at 11, and the barometer rising right now from 30.02. We have temperatures in the 60s right now with the exception of Atlantic City where it's cooler. They've got that sea breeze coming in for those folks. Basically, a couple of clouds decided to not rain on our parade, certainly, but come over our parade today. And they'll be around a little bit tomorrow and maybe again on Thursday. But other than that, we are staying dry. All moisture is staying to our south. It's being blocked by that wonderful high-pressure system that's bringing down all that cold Canadian air, at least cool Canadian air. And that's going to also keep any precipitation away from us. So if you had wanted some rain this week to see out the month of April, maybe sprinkle in some of the fertilizer you put on your lawn, you're going to have to wait. It won't be coming for the next couple of days at least. Clear, light winds, 40 to 42 degrees for the overnight temperature. Tomorrow we're looking for sunshine in the morning and then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Another nice day, maybe a little bit cooler than today. 60 degrees, those winds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our 5-day forecast, some clouds in the morning on Thursday and 59 for the high. Then the warming trend starts, and by the weekend we will be at 72 degrees and sunny skies. Yuki.
Thank you, Carol. It is the trip of a lifetime. This Thursday morning, the Philadelphia Boys Choir will leave on their latest Goodwill tour. They are going to Cuba. Rehearsals are just about wrapped up. The choir and men's chorale will be guests of the Cuban government through May 8th. The first-time trip to Cuba is the highlight of this Philadelphia institution's 30th year, all under the direction of Robert G. Hamilton. And we will be with the choir on their tour. Eyewitness News reporter Denise Saunders will follow their every move, record almost every note. See her reports on the Boys Choir in Cuba beginning Friday night at 11 o'clock.
Now let's check in with Larry Kane for a look at what's coming up on Eyewitness News at 11. Larry.
Well, Siani, what Yuki didn't tell everybody was that he is one of the most famous alumni of the Boys Choir. Coming up at 11 o'clock when I join you tonight, how long have New Jersey state officials really had proof that racial profiling exists? A controversial report with some surprising answers tonight at 11. And a new twist on obesity. Is it more dangerous when you're younger or older? That's in our Eye on Health, and I'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock. Now back to Siani and The Voice. Yuki.
Yeah, I'll bring up the pictures tomorrow. You can count on it. Oh, I will. Up next on Eyewitness News at 6, Eric Lindros is back on the ice, but don't expect him to help the Fly Guys against Toronto.
Beasley has that story and more next in sports. Obviously, no one gave us the word that it was a black tie attire for the newscast tonight.
Some of his running buddies in the National Football
That's right, the alumni dinner. I'm the MC tonight, but we'll go on with sports. The Flyers and Maple Leafs have a night to simmer before meeting again tomorrow in South Philly for Game 4. The Leafs lead 2-1 in the best-of-7, and bad blood is boiling on both sides. Captain Eric Lindros joined the team in full pads today as they prepare for tomorrow's critical meeting. Remarkably, the Flyers are not faring well at home in their recent playoff history, losing 5 of the last 6.
The condition is getting stronger. I'm feeling better. I'm not I'm not in a position to help out right now, but you know, gauge from last week, I'm feeling you know, 3 times better.
Now the Fly Guys have to solve the Cujo puzzle. Teams didn't have a problem scoring on Toronto during the regular season. The Leafs gave up 231 goals, but they also led the league in scoring. Keith Jones says the Flyers have to find a way to get behind Curtis Joseph.
Yeah, he's played great. He really has. But there's ways to get to him, and we'll find a way.
You never take anything for granted. You never say you're in that zone. You're always constantly proving yourself, and each game is a different game. So tomorrow's going to be a different game, and you just got to be ready for it.
Now to the Sixers, they have a chance to clinch a winning season for the first time since 1991, and what a duck to pluck. The Cleveland Cavaliers have banged up and losers of 5 straight. The Cavs were dismantled by the Heat last night. Sean Kemp is out. Brevin Knight is out with a hand, so it should be a cakewalk. The Sixers have won 7 of the last 8, and they are holding the 5th spot out of the 8 spots available in the playoffs. So they should walk tonight.
Those are the games you watch out for now.
Yeah, no, you don't listen to me, guys. Take it serious.
Thanks, Beast.
Thanks. Well, we've heard the saying, got milk, and they sure did at Villanova University today. Take a look. The Milk Mustache campaign came to Villanova to find the next mustache model. One student could be chosen to appear in a milk ad in Sports Illustrated magazine. And how do they make that mustache? Well, it certainly is not with milk. Maybe with yogurt or something. Yeah, there it is. That's yogurt.
There it is. That'll work.
That's Eyewitness News at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Siani Lee.
Be sure to join Larry Kane for Eyewitness News at 11. The CBS Evening News is next. Have a good night, everybody.